Before cologne, before cars, before gym selfies, and carefully curated Instagram profiles, there was still a guy standing somewhere on the African savannah trying to look impressive. And somewhere nearby, a woman was watching, deciding, evaluating, not so differently from how it works today. The drives that make a modern man buy an expensive watch or a woman spend an hour getting ready for a date, those drives are ancient, embarrassingly ancient. And when you trace them all the way back to where they started, what you find is equal parts fascinating, hilarious, and quietly unsettling. Because the game hasn't changed, only the props have. To understand how ancient humans impressed each other, you first need to understand the problem they were trying to solve. Survival, not just personal survival, genetic survival. The deep biological imperative to pass something of yourself forward into a world that was actively trying to kill you. And in that world, no hospitals, no grocery stores, no safety nets of any kind. Choosing the wrong partner wasn't just emotionally painful, it was potentially fatal. So ancient humans evolved to be extraordinarily good evaluators of other humans. Every interaction contained a silent negotiation. Every gesture, every display, every small act was being read and assessed by brains that had been refined over millions of years. The most obvious display, the one that comes up first in every anthropological study of early human mate selection, hunting. But not just hunting for food, hunting as performance. Here's what researchers found when studying modern hunter-gatherer societies. The closest living window into how our ancestors actually lived. The best hunters almost always brought back more meat than their immediate family could eat. That seems inefficient. Wasteful, even, but it wasn't. It was advertising. By sharing the surplus, publicly, visibly, in front of the entire group, a skilled hunter was broadcasting something that couldn't be faked. Over time, intelligence, physical capability, courage, the ability to provide not just today, but consistently. The Hadza people of Tanzania, one of the last remaining hunter-gatherer societies on Earth, showed researchers that the best hunters had significantly more children than average hunters. The correlation was undeniable. Bring home the mammoth, get the girl, some things are eternal. But here's the part that almost never gets talked about. The flexing wasn't one-directional. Women in early human societies had their own extraordinarily sophisticated signaling systems, and in many ways, they were more complex than the men's body ornamentation. The oldest known jewelry in human history, pierced shell beads discovered in Morocco, dates back approximately 150,000 years. Before agriculture, before permanent settlements, before almost everything we consider civilization, humans were making and wearing jewelry. And the research on why is fascinating because ornamentation in early humans didn't just signal physical attractiveness, it signaled social intelligence, the ability to understand and participate in the symbolic language of the group. It signaled alliance networks, who made your beads, who gave them to you, what group you belonged to. Wearing the right ornaments wasn't vanity, it was a resume. But the most powerful display of all, it was social researchers studying early human groups found that the most attractive individuals weren't necessarily the strongest or most beautiful, they were the most socially central, the people others gathered around, the people who shaped decisions, resolved conflicts, built alliances, made others laugh, made others feel safe. In a world where survival depended on your group, being trusted wasn't just attractive, it was the ultimate survival signal. This is why humor evolved. Making someone laugh requires reading the room, understanding expectations, timing the delivery, and reading the response, all at once. A person who could do that consistently was advertising an exceptional brain. Laughter wasn't just pleasant, it was a fitness test. Now step back, because everything we just described, the hunting displays, the beautiful tools, the ornamentation, the social centrality, the humor, look at your life right now, the gym membership, the career ambition, the carefully chosen clothes, the way you tell a story at a dinner party, the apartment you wanted people to see, the skills you chose to develop in public versus the ones you kept private. None of that is modern. None of it is Instagram's invention, or capitalism's, or Hollywood's. It is 150,000 years old. Older, the products change, the platforms change. The specific signals change with every generation and every culture. But the underlying architecture, the deep biological need to broadcast quality, to signal value, to stand in the middle of the group and say, I am worth choosing. That has not changed one base pair of DNA since your ancestors stood on the African savannah trying to impress each other with a perfectly made hand axe. You are not a modern person occasionally reverting to ancient instincts. You are an ancient creature occasionally using modern tools. The next time you feel that particular anxiety, the one that shows up before a first date, or a job interview, or walking into a room full of strangers, don't be embarrassed by it. That feeling has been with your species for longer than language has existed, longer than fire has been controlled, longer than anything we would recognize as civilization. It is the feeling of a very old brain doing exactly what it was built to do, evaluating, signaling, hoping. The savannah is gone, but the game is the same. And somewhere right now, in a coffee shop, on a dating app, in an office, at a gym, someone is standing exactly where your ancestors stood, trying their best to look impressive, hoping someone notices. Some things are just human.